Your home. For many, it is a haven from the outside, where special and day-to-day moments are lived. Spending time with family around the dinner table, with friends for a barbecue, on our own with a quiet book or a favorite show. Home is where memories live, where life's passages are marked, accumulated by tiny pencil marks on a doorframe, where the troubles of the world are left behind.
I grew up here. This is my dad's farm. You have the blessing to be able to grow up and do things in the woods, from hiking and dirt bike riding. I actually started out as a mechanic and kind of twisted wrenches there, and that's what I was going to do. And after a while, I actually got a job at the Providence Journal, printing papers. I was what they call a flyboy. So you pick up all the papers, the mess that the ink makes and all that stuff. But it was a cool job. We got laid off, and I found a job on a cruise ship, and that would go up to Nova Scotia and go down to Panama, down the East Coast. I came back, and I was about 19, 20, and I decided I wanted to get into real estate.
Since 2005, the Nathan Clark team has been successfully working with home sellers and buyers in Rhode Island, southern Massachusetts, and eastern Connecticut to sell homes faster, for more money, and with less hassle than the typical agent. Real estate is a tradition for Nathan Clark. Nathan decided to follow in his father's footsteps and began his successful real estate career.
My dad did this for 35 years. One of the things I learned from him was how to work with just one customer at a time, and that was really instilled in me. Provide really good customer service, and people will follow you, and that's kind of been our cornerstone of our business there.
You have an entire team that's working for you.
We're never having to chase after an agent or someone in the office for information.
Nathan was always available for questions.
It was just an easy process.
We had people coming in, giving us offers, and we ended up getting our full asking price.
The expertise, the attention, we didn't have a question that went unanswered.
Everything about dealing with Nathan Clark is it's a real joy.
The Nathan Clark team had my best interest in mind. They were working for me and not for anyone else.
Looking at your home as a financial investment, when the time comes to sell, you'll want to make sure you sell for the most amount of money possible, in the least amount of time, and with less hassle. Statistics show that for most people, the sale of their home is one of the 5 most important financial transactions of their entire life.
The journey for the Nathan Clark & Associates started with me after I married Nathan, and we decided to work together for one goal.
Well, Jamie was 22, I was 23. We got married young. We started our company, started building it up from there.
We went from 30 listings a year up to almost 400. Now we are the top real estate company in Rhode Island, and also we were just named top 100 in the United States.
We handle anywhere from 5 to 15% of the market in any particular town and city. Over the entire state, we handle a little over 1% of the entire market. It's about 15,000 sales a year in the state of Rhode Island.
Why do some homes sell fast for top dollar while others don't sell at all? I'm Barbara Corcoran, and after building the #1 brokerage firm in New York City, I learned one thing: hire the real estate agent with the best marketing strategy.
In Rhode Island, I would hire Nathan Clark.
Partner with the agent I trust.
For many families in New England, selling their home is a natural life milestone to be celebrated. For others, the sale may be motivated by a career move or transfer, a change in finances, or something else that is not of their choice. The sale of the family home is a difficult decision, and you simply do not need the added stress of promises not kept, confusion, unnecessarily large numbers of unqualified lookers marching through your home at all hours, pricing and presentation mistakes made that could cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Nathan Clark and his team are recognized as one of the top 100 real estate teams in the country, as published in the Wall Street Journal and Real Trends. Nathan and the team are recommended nationally by legendary businesswoman, real estate entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and star of TV's Shark Tank Barbara Corcoran, along with international real estate trainer and coach Todd Walters, who in his real estate career successfully sold over $1 billion in real estate. Locally, Nathan and his team are recommended by Tara Granahan and Dan York. The Nathan Clark team is also recommended locally by Brian Mulhern, a true veteran of Providence radio airwaves and current co-host of Cat Country Mornings on Cat Country 98.1.
If you're driving through downtown Providence, just the typical rush hour stuff in all the spots that you would expect. I'm Brian Mulhern with your Cat Country 98.1 traffic. I'm so proud to endorse him. It's not just about buying and selling. Yes, it takes the stress away, it makes things a lot easier, but because you know what he does in the community and you know the difference that he's making, there's the good warm feeling that comes with that as well.
When I opened up my own business and built our own team, my wife and I together, we wanted to look at having our core values line up with everything that we did in business. If it's just about selling more houses or making more money, it becomes empty. You know, you have to have something else that you wake up for and you go to work for, rather than just a me.
We enjoy helping people. We do care. Nathan's a caring person, and we believe it's important to give back to the community. And why not start with children?
That's where we came up with being able to give to Hasbro Children's Hospital.
Hasbro Children's Hospital plays a vitally important role to the community here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. We're the only pediatric hospital in the entire state. So we see over 150,000 patients annually through our emergency departments, inpatient and outpatient clinics.
Myself and Jamie, we both used Hasbro services when we were children. My wife had 4 holes in her heart as a baby, and she went to Hasbro.
My memories of Hasbro have always been positive, and everyone there has been great from all the years I needed to go up until 12 years old. Knowing that I could give was important for me to do that.
I remember having acute asthma as a child, being into Hasbro. You see a child maybe pushing around an IV and they're going through chemotherapy or something like that. That really kind of stops you right then and there, you know, and kind of realizes, you know, my problems aren't really that big. You know, there's some parents that are going through some really difficult things, some kids going through very difficult things, and these are just little kids.
So we have an operating budget here at the hospital that pays for those things like machines and beds and all of that good stuff that's vitally important to caring for a patient, but philanthropy is what allows us to make a kid while they're here at the hospital.
Hasbro has created a room for families to go in that almost takes them out of the hospital setting so they can have some type of normalcy while having to stay at the hospital for sometimes long term.
They actually have wash machines, so the parents can actually clean their clothes while their children are taken care of. Parents can relax and kind of take their mind off of the machines and the child being sick. And every sale that we get, every referral that we get, we give a portion of our income back to Hasbro, and that's a great vehicle to help donate to them.
A little girl pops to mind that was feeling down. Her nurses and doctors said that she wouldn't smile, wouldn't talk to anybody. And then our musician, Michael Bresler, came in from our Musician on Rounds program, which is supported by the Healing Arts. He started strumming some beats on his guitar, and the next thing you knew, she was smiling and singing along. If we didn't have companies like Nathan Clark and Associates that were willing to go out into the community and raise money, those things simply wouldn't exist. And those are the things that make a children's hospital a children's hospital.
Industry studies tell us that over 69% of home sellers say they would not go back to do business with the same real estate agent again. As a home seller, you can't risk making the wrong choices in pricing, marketing, or choosing a real estate agent. The wrong decisions can mean loss of both time and money on one of life's most important investments. All real estate agents are definitely not the same. So you'll want to select the only one you trust to handle this process and transaction most carefully. And many home sellers and buyers have come to Nathan Clark and his team after having horrible experiences with false starts and long delays.
There's one agent I recommend because they guarantee to sell your home.
In Rhode Island, I would hire Nathan Clark. No one outsells Nathan's team in all of Rhode Island. His marketing creates so much demand that Nathan can guarantee if your home doesn't sell on terms you agree to, he will buy it.
Look, I've had to sell a home in the past. I know what a headache it is and how much stress and worry there is involved. He's got a system where you guys sit down at the beginning with Nathan and you agree upon a price and time of possession. And if the home doesn't sell, he buys it from you. So right away, you know there is very likely going to be a sale down the road. And by the way, it's going to happen so quickly.
Our guaranteed sale program really helps us stand out above the competition. You know, most agents will come out there and promise to work really hard and promise to sell their property, but we actually guarantee it. We sit down with you, and what we do is go over what the value of your property is worth. And if we can't sell the property, we'll purchase that home for you. Now, of course, there's conditions apply of simple, we need to agree upon the price we purchase the property for and when we close on it, but this gives our clients peace of mind to know no matter what, that we'll step in and buy their property so they can move on with their life.
It's a household name in Rhode Island. I see people marketing their houses and I see them using, you know, their uncle, their friend, their daughter, their son. And really, when you're selling your home, this is a big, important business transaction. The home is usually the most valuable asset that a person has. And you really want to think wisely before you choose a realtor. You want a realtor who is going to be as aggressive as possible at getting your home out onto the market, getting it so the public can see it, putting it at the right price. The marketing is just so important.
You know, according to the National Association of Realtors, a statistic goes out that the average realtor spends under $390 a month marketing your home. Now, $390 a month, that's less than most people's car payments. This is the biggest asset in your life, and you have someone spending under $400 a month marketing it for you. I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem right. Because we sell more homes than anybody else, we can do more to sell your home. This year, we'll spend over $750,000 marketing your home, getting the most exposure on the property, exposing it to the most number of buyers, which drives your price up, gets the home sold fast and for top dollar.
Nathan Clark and Associates are considered one of the top, most respected real estate agents in North America. Independent industry research shows them to be more educated marketers and more experienced negotiators that get better results than 98.7% of real estate agents across the country. The systems they utilize have proven time and time again to get sellers more money in less time and with less hassle. For buyers, their exclusive programs have proven to get purchasers the home of their dreams for less money, in a shorter amount of time without the usual stresses and wasted time.
We have a Nathan Clark Team Facebook page that we share information on. We also have a team email that we usually send out anytime a new property is about to come on the market or it's coming through the Coming Soon program.
We also advertise on the radio and on the television. So essentially we're able to bring in more sellers and in turn have more buyers.
So Nathan and I discussed how he would put my house on Zillow as a Coming Soon property. Putting the house as Coming Soon created a flurry of activity when the house hit the market, and the buyers knew that there would be high demand for that piece of property, and they knew that they had to compete with other buyers to get it.
We have our own direct feed that we can edit information that we put on Zillow. That's not something that any other agent can do. We've actually had that built out directly with the advertising department on Zillow, so our clients get premier access to being at the top of the line for buyers to see their properties out there. And that's something that other agents just can't do.
When the first offer came in on my house, it was a very strong offer because the buyer wanted the home, but the buyer also had to get his home sold. And what my buyer ended up doing is he ended up hiring the Nathan Clark team to sell his house.
We have a buyer in waiting program where we actually have buyers that are in our database that we'll send them our home when we first list it and let them know about it.
Buyers love that we have access to properties before they get on the market. You know, they love that we have a network to where we bring in so many listings that they have the availability to, you know, it just seemed it would be an easier transaction for them.
I kept passing by a house where my mother-in-law grew up, and it was for sale for 2 years under a different real estate agent. And then one day I drove by and I saw Nathan's sign. Inside of 3 weeks, the house was sold. That's where he makes the difference, and that's how the system works best.
The Nathan Clark team operates in a tightly knit team environment. This practice enables them to provide very personal one-on-one service with the ability to deliver the research, marketing, and consumer service elements so important in every transaction. This is accomplished by delegating the right job to the most qualified person on the team.
One of the biggest misconceptions I see out there from consumers looking to sell their property is working with what I call the big box franchise type companies out there to sell their houses, thinking that they're going to get better service and better results because they're a national or worldwide franchise. Now, the first thing that I think the public thinks sometimes is when they hire that one agent, that they get the entire agency to work for them, or their entire brokerage. Coming from a big box franchise before I opened my own company, I can tell you that's the farthest thing from the truth. What we've built here at the Nathan Clark team is a unique atmosphere that is not seen at most businesses, and certainly it's not very common in the real estate industry.
It's usually a one-man show out there, and when you get Nathan Clark, you get a team.
It's not just me, you're not hiring a single agent. You're hiring a whole team that's helping you get your house sold.
Nathan's team environment is fantastic. I mean, we have probably the best agents in the state who are so knowledgeable.
While I'm, looking for buyers for your home, I have a staff that's doing all the background work that needs to get done to get a transaction, complete.
The administrative staff really gives me a lot more opportunity to be more effective for my sellers and my buyers that I'm working for, because they free up a lot of my time doing the stuff behind the scenes that, as a single agent, I'd be buried in paperwork.
There is a big portion of the whole transaction that the client kind of doesn't see. It's behind the scenes happening.
Phone calls are the most ignored thing when it comes to real estate. There's so many leads that get passed on of people who are genuinely interested in the home, but the agent is too busy. So my first responsibility is to get the customer that information, to get them the most accurate information, and to get it as fast as possible.
My job begins at that point, so I make sure the agent calls them within a timely manner and that they continue to call them until all of their questions are answered. And quite often we get a lot of people calling on properties that aren't ours because they've tried to call the agent from a different company and the agent hasn't gotten back to them, so they call us because they know we'll get it to them as soon as possible.
There's a lot of detail involved in selling a property or buying a property. We want to make sure we're there from the beginning to the end and after the end.
The Nathan Clark team is night and day from any real estate company that I've ever dealt with.
When you're happy to come to work every day, you see the bigger picture.
4 big reasons why you should ask Nathan Clark and the Nathan Clark team to sell your home. Reason number 1, they sell homes fast. On average, 2 to 3 times faster than the average area real estate agent in New England. Reason number 2, the team sells homes for more money. On average, 1.3% to 4% more than the average area agent. Reason number 3, they can sell your home with less hassle. Reason number 4, they are the safe bet. Nathan Clark and Associates are accredited platinum real estate professionals with years and depths of experience selling homes in good markets and bad.
I'm part of a mastermind group where we get together and discuss the new trends, what's working well, what's not working well. These agents are in the top 100 in the country. And it's all led by my mentor, my business mentor, Todd Walters, who's been in the industry for over 30 years.
There is a difference in real estate agents and the services they provide and the results that they can get. With Nathan Clark and the Nathan Clark team, you are getting access to highly skilled real estate professionals who daily sit across the table from buyers and sellers, successfully negotiating on behalf of their clients.
There are a ton of things that Nathan's team does that when you sit in front of them, you'll actually understand why they're so much better than everybody else. Because they sell so many more homes, it means they can do more to help you find or sell a home.
The guy is a pro. He knows his business, he understands how to run his real estate business. He's hardworking, he's dedicated, he's an exceptional leader, and he really is a true friend.
We've had people that were moving to Rhode Island, so we helped them sell their house in San Diego, and there's only one person I'd have them call, which is Nathan.
Our average listing to sale ratio is anywhere between 98 and 103% of the asking price, where you'll see the average agent in the last 3 to 4 years is somewhere between 95 and 97% of the asking price. So that's a big difference. Now, let's say you had a $300,000 house. On average, we're averaging 4% more than the average agent. So you're talking $12,000 more in your pocket using the Nathan Clark team versus using another agent.
Well, the Nathan Clark team was able to sell my house for 98% of the asking price and sold it before it ever went on the market.
Right now, our average days on market is somewhere around 40 days, where you're seeing the average agent is closer to 70 days on market. Now, Why that's important is that's one more mortgage payment you're making, but that's also longer time on the market. And statistics have shown the longer you're on the market, the less money you get, because you have only one first exposure to the market, and you want to make sure you do the best job to it.
The Nathan Clark team was able to get $5,000 more for my house than any other similar house in our area.
Top 4 mistakes to avoid when selling your New England home. 1. Going with the agent who promises you the highest sale price, the most amount of money, even if the price seems unrealistic, only to get your business. 2. Choosing the agent who promises to save you money by discounting the commission rate. Companies who cut services in exchange for taking a lower commission often cost clients much more than the extra 1 to 3% they save in commission. 3. Choosing the nicest agent. This doesn't necessarily qualify them to do the best job of selling your home. 4. Choosing an agent who works all by themselves because you think they'll work a lot harder and give you more personal attention. Your agent may end up neglecting some important steps because they are so overbusy trying to do everything all by themselves. You may end up with an inferior result.
What I really love about the whole experience with Nathan is, again, it's not just about buying and selling. Yes, it takes the stress away, it makes things a lot easier, but because you know what he does in the community and you know the difference that he's making, there's the good warm feeling that comes with that as well. Knowing that you are being involved in not only taking care of yourself, but also in an indirect way helping other people.
Recently, a gentleman on my team was a big golf advocate. I've never played golf before, but he informed us about golf tournaments and how successful he's been in the past holding them. We got together and we said, oh, well, we can hold a golf tournament. It's a lot of friends and family and past clients that come there. We can raise money by ourselves, but certainly be able to leverage our clients, the number of people we know, and the number of vendors that we work with to get them all involved. We can raise even more money.
I come from a background of social work before I got into finances. And with 2 daughters of my own, my heart just is in making sure that children are served well. And the Nathan Clark and Associates have really done a great job of making sure that we're doing more than just being in business. We really want to make sure that we're making an impact above and beyond what we do on a regular basis. And man, this charity for Hasbro Children's Hospital, how could you do better than that?
I just wanted to say it's an honor to be here with you guys today, and we're so incredibly grateful for your support and, you know, Nathan's support. So thank you guys again for coming out today.
Thank you for you guys.
It is nice to be able to give back and kind of keep the focus on others, helping others.
I started getting into it, you know, as a charity to help give back. But I also remember when I was younger, I had acute asthma, and I'd spend some time there. It was only like 2 or 3 times. I think one time I was there for a week. But I remember one story. It was a kid that I was with, and he was there he's been there for a while, and he was going through chemo, so he lost all his hair, and he was about 12 years old, in a good spirit. His parents were there. And I remember his parents were all the way to New York City getting pizza. He's from New York, but he was at Hasbro.
With our daily lives, right, we get sometimes wrapped up in our own lives, and we sometimes forget that there are people going through things that we can't even imagine.
Working with Nathan Clark and Associates was easy. I think I only ended up looking at 3 houses. They got me found what I wanted pretty quickly, and they set everything up, and it really wasn't much work on my end at all. He's not only just about himself and about promoting his own brand, but he gives back to the community with something like a golf tournament fundraiser like he does every year.
While everybody's eating, we have different prizes to hand out. We hand out over 30, 40 prizes, from Red Sox tickets to local things that are donated from local radio stations that we work with, WEI, WPRO, Cat Country. They all love to come together and give to such a worthy cause. Our goal today was to raise $15,000 for Hasbro Children's Hospital. We came in as $14,777. Wow. I'm going to bring the other $223 because we always hit our goal there. So we raised $15,000. We love the community. We love Rhode Island. We love everything it is. It's been great to me. It's been great to my family. And recently we had my first son. He's now 4 years old, Benjamin. It changes how you look at things and why you do things.
I've traveled all over America and to different parts in the world, and I'm always happy to come back to Rhode Island from vacation. It's a small community where everybody knows each other.
We love the beach. We have beautiful beaches here in Rhode Island. Being able to give to the community, but not just that, to be able to employ people, to enrich other people's lives and see other people grow. That's something that helps you get to work every day. It's tough out there in any business, so you have to have a why, and that's my why of why we do it, is to be able to help other people besides just ourselves. If my employees and everybody's happy, it's going to pour over into our clients. And if we focus on what I believe to be just about yourself and just about making more money, I think it's a shallow way of doing business. I think it has to be more about other people, and that's really what we've tried to focus on here at the Nathan Clark team, is how we can give back. That's fulfilling in itself. So, it is the greatest thing you do is to give.